Howdy Lone Star Shooters, this is Coach Witt coming to you with our first installment of drills on video that you can watch and go out with your family and practice on your own while we're not able to come together to practice. I sure do miss you guys, but hopefully this will be a way for you to get out and enjoy the outdoors with your family while we can't come together. So make sure before you go to the range you grab your Lone Star Shooter's notebook, because the drills that we'll go through are already in there. And so the first one we're going to do is a beginner drill, but every shooter should really incorporate this drill into their normal practice schedule, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced youth shooter. And we call this drill the first shot drill. So if you're on our team, you've shot this many times. This drill focuses on the quick twitch skills that you need to be effective in our sport. It focuses on the proper sight alignment to get a shot on target at speed, the trigger prep, and the anticipation. That's probably the biggest part of this, is the anticipation of the beep. Okay, so in our sport, every stage, every string starts with the shooter at the low ready, waiting for the beep to go off so they can start shooting, because it's a timed sport. So what most beginner shooters do is that they wait and they react to that beep. And so that beep is going to sound something like this. Okay, that beep is about 0.3 seconds long, and as a beginner shooter, again, usually they're sitting there waiting to just hear that beep and they react to it. So it takes them between 0.3 and 0.5 seconds before they start moving. What we want to do is we want to anticipate the beep so that we begin to move on the B of the beep, which will save you about half a second per string, which adds up to a lot of time in a match. So we're going to work on that as we go. Tell you what, why don't we explain the drill. We're going to walk through the target array, and then I'm going to demonstrate that drill for you. Okay, this is our target. This is a 12-inch steel target set up 10 yards away from the shooting position. If you're on an outdoor range, if you're on our range, you can come use our targets. If you're on an indoor range, just take a paper plate to the range and staple it up on your target and put it 10 yards away. Now, as we walk back to our shooting position, we've got a cone that's 12 feet away from our shooting position. This is the starting aim point. And so when you start off at the low ready, your muzzle should be pointed in the direction of this cone. Now, what a lot of beginner shooters do is they're going to aim really low, but what you really want to aim at is the tip of the cone, because the tip of the cone is closer to your target than the bottom of the cone. All right. So that said, let me demonstrate the drill, and then we'll talk about some of the standards with that. All right, for every stage in SASP, the first thing you want to do when you're loaded and ready to shoot is aim at the first target you're going to shoot, and then drop the gun to the shooting point. But what you don't want to drop is your eyes and your head. So I want to aim at the target, drop the gun with my eyes and head still focused on the target. The reason you do that is it's a lot faster to pick up that gun and bring the sights to your eyes that are already on target than it is to watch your sights and guide them up onto the target. So we're going to do that. We're going to shoot a couple rotations.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Again, time?
0.54.
0.54.
Are you ready? Stand by. 0.74.
0.74.
Are you ready? Stand by. 0.52.
0.52. One more time.
Are you ready? Stand by. 0.52.
0.52. Make the gun safe. Okay, that's how the drill is done. Let's go down range and see the target. Okay, we're down range. This is the target I just shot. This is really important for everyone to understand. In our sport, you get the same amount of points if you hit it right in the middle or if you hit it right on the edge. And I shot my shots more like on the edge than in the middle. That's okay. What you want to do in this drill is have an acceptable sight picture that you can get around on target Obviously, we love them to be in the middle, but they all count the same. So, some alternatives. If this is getting boring for you, first of all, understand that I get it. Practice is boring. If you've ever played softball or baseball before, you've probably spent some time in the batting cage. You probably spent a lot more time in the batting cage than you did actually playing games. This drill is your batting cage. You need to be doing this drill as much as you would be in the batting cage if you played baseball or softball. And why is that? Well, it gives you immediate feedback. Just like in the batting cage, if you're swinging along, you know if you're doing a good job because you're going to feel comfortable. It feels good when you hit the ball, right? The same thing here. It should feel good when you run this drill. If it doesn't, we need to work on your stance, your position, your grip, things like that. The next thing is when you're playing baseball in the batting cage, you know if you did a good job because you can see the ball come off the bat. Well, you can't see the bullet come out of the gun, but you can see your time. So you need to make sure you're counting your time on every single shot so that you know if you're getting better or you're getting worse and what your sweet spot is. And so performance standards for our youth shooters, if you're a beginner, I want you to be able to do this in 1.75 seconds. 1.75. If you're an intermediate shooter, 1 second flat. And if you're an advanced shooter, 0.75. Now, many of our advanced shooters can do it a lot faster than 0.75. That's okay. If you can, make your own par time once you beat that top par time. If you want to mix it up, great. Right now, I've got a 12-inch plate at 10 yards. I can move that 12-inch plate to the left or to the right so I don't have a straight on the target. Feel free to do that. By the way, your times, no matter if it's 30 degrees to the left or the right or right down the middle, should be about the same because of the way we run this drill. You know, one of the things that I love about our sport is that it teaches skills that are not only applicable in our sport, but are applicable in life. And this drill is one of those for me. And so I want to share with you guys 2 Corinthians 3:12 says, "Therefore, since we have such a hope, we are very bold." You can't be timid in this sport and be good at it. You got to be bold. You've got to anticipate the beat of that beep and be like a sprinter in the blocks waiting for the start gun to go off where he explodes out of those blocks for the 40-meter race, right? You've got to be ready to explode. You've got to be bold in this sport. Well, we're called to be bold in our life as well. God has given you skills. He's blessed you in certain ways. You need to be bold with what God has given you as you go out in your life, in every part of your life, not only here at the shooting range. So, guys, I hope you enjoy this drill. I can't wait to hear how you're doing on it. Make sure you post down below what your times are as you're progressing. Go out and have fun with your family, and I can't wait till the time that we can come back together as a team and practice together.